I've just downloaded and installed the latest beta version of MallinCamSky, and it is dated December 11th, 2017, and it's version 3.7.105.2017.12.11. What I'm going to attempt to do is show how to capture and apply darks. I've set the gain to max 20. I'm going to go to the trigger mode and set the exposure to 30. Right now it's set for 30. Bit depth I've set to 12 bits. Color balance default. Color management default. Frame rate high, because my computer supports high frame rate. If your computer can't handle the high frame rate, you can lower it. Color gray, I'm setting it to color. Digital binning, I have digital binning set to 1. I have the histogram set to 0 to 100. And in this version of the software, unlike the previous version, you actually have to start the looping before you can capture the darks. And I've set the quantity to 5, and I'm going to capture. So now we are capturing 5 30-second darks. You can see the timer advancing on the bottom. And there is the first dark. You see a lot of warm pixels. You see some amp glow on the right and on the bottom. And you see the counter change to 1 of 5. I'm now at 20 seconds, and shortly this should change to 2 of 5. And it did. I'm going to let it run for another minute and a half and capture all 5 30-second darks. I had briefly paused the video while capturing darks. I've now captured 4 of 5, and I have 15 seconds to go with the capturing of the last dark. As soon as this goes down to 5 of 5 and disappears, which it just did, I will export it to my desktop, and I will have it as, I'm going to label, and I'll save it as exposure 30, gain 20, histogram 0-100, 5. You can see, and I'll save it. So I've saved it. I've now enabled it, and when we get to the next exposure, it should apply that capture to dark and totally clean up the image. Let's see what happens. As you see, the dark was applied, and we have a perfectly clean image. Let's stop the exposure. Let's go to a 1-minute exposure. We're now looping a 1-minute exposure with an enabled 30-second dark. Let's see what happens. It's not going to be a perfect match, dark to light, but let's see how bad it looks. We're halfway through the 1-minute exposure. "45 seconds. "1 minute. As you can see, the 30-second dark is not a perfect match to the 60-second light. If I was going to use 60-second exposures all the time, I would have taken a 60-second light. But let me go back to, shut this down, go to 30 seconds, and start the looping again. So I'm still applying a 30-second dark, and I'm going back to a 30-second light. Let's see how clean this image looks. Ten seconds to go. 5. And as you can see, if the dark matches pretty closely to the light, you get a nice clean image. There is one pixel showing here that's not a perfect match, but it's a pretty good match overall. Well, this is how you set up the camera, capture the darks, and then apply them.